Have you ever wondered why you behave the way you do? Why you dress the way you do, eat the way you do, and even think the way you do? Hello friends and welcome to my channel, PSYCH Degree. The topic of today's video is, why we behave the way we do, the science of social influence. It is another interesting topic, so watch the whole video till the end. And friends, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Coming to the topic, the answers for the questions asked in the beginning lies in the science of social influence. In this video, we'll explore why we behave the way we do, and how the people and culture around us shape our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Let's start with a simple example. You're walking down the street, looking at your phone, when someone bumps into you, causing you to drop it. What's your immediate reaction? The way you react in this situation is heavily influenced by the people and culture around you. If you live in a collectivist culture, your first reaction might be to apologize, even if the other person was at fault. On the other hand, if you live in an individualistic culture, you might be more likely to blame the other person for the incident. But social influence doesn't just affect our reactions in the moment. It also shapes our long-term behaviors and attitudes. One of the most powerful forms of social influence is conformity. People have a strong desire to fit in with their social group, so they conform to the norms and expectations of that group. This is why you might see groups of people dressed the same way or sharing similar interests. It's not just a coincidence, it's a result of the power of social influence. Another example of social influence is social comparison. People compare themselves to others in order to evaluate their own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. This is why you might see people taking selfies or sharing photos of their experiences on social media. They're trying to show others that they fit in with a certain social group or that they're part of a certain culture. Our behaviors and attitudes are also shaped by social norms. These are unwritten rules that dictate how we should behave in certain situations. For example, in some cultures, it's considered impolite to leave food on your plate. In others, it's considered impolite to finish everything on your plate. These social norms influence our behavior and can even shape our attitudes towards food and eating. But social influence doesn't just shape our individual behaviors and attitudes. It also has the power to shape the course of history. The civil rights movement in the United States is a powerful example of the role of social influence in shaping the course of history. The actions of a small group of people inspired others to join the movement and eventually led to significant social and political change. But social influence isn't just about following the crowd. It can also inspire us to take action and make a difference in the world. One way that social influence can inspire us to take action is through social proof. When we see others engaging in a particular behavior or taking a particular action, it can motivate us to do the same. This is why you might see large groups of people participating in protests or rallies. When people see that others care about an issue, it can inspire them to take action as well. Another way that social influence can inspire us to take action is through persuasive communication. When we're exposed to persuasive messages from people we trust or admire, it can change our attitudes and behaviors. This is why reading books, listening to podcasts, or watching videos can be so powerful. When we're exposed to new ideas and perspectives, it can change the way we think and behave. However, not all forms of social influence are positive. In fact, some can be quite harmful. One example of negative social influence is peer pressure. When we're pressured by our peers to engage in risky or unhealthy behaviors, it can have negative consequences for our health and well-being. This is why it's important to be aware of the social influence around us and to make conscious decisions about our own behaviors and attitudes. At the end of the day, social influence is a powerful force that shapes our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. But it's important to remember that we also have the power to influence others and to make positive change in the world. By being aware of the social influence around us and by making conscious decisions about our own behaviors and attitudes, we can create a more positive and just world for ourselves and for others. So next time you're wondering why you behave the way you do, remember the power of social influence and how it shapes our world. But how exactly does social influence affect us on a psychological level? Social influence can affect our attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors in a number of ways. One way is through conformity. Conformity is the tendency to change our attitudes and behaviors to align with those of a group. This can happen even if we don't necessarily agree with the group's opinions or behaviors. Conformity is a powerful force because it taps into our basic need for social acceptance and belonging. We want to fit in with the group and be accepted by others, so we may be more likely to go along with their opinions and behaviors. However, conformity can also have negative consequences, such as causing us to suppress our own opinions or engage in harmful behaviors. Another way that social influence can affect us is through obedience. Obedience is the tendency to follow orders or instructions from someone in a position of authority, even if we may not personally agree with the actions being taken. This can happen because we are socialized to respect authority figures, and we may feel a sense of duty or obligation to follow their commands. However, blind obedience can have dangerous consequences, such as allowing for unethical or harmful actions to be carried out. But it's not all bad news. Social influence can also be used in positive ways. One way that social influence can inspire positive behaviors is through the use of social norms. Social norms are the unwritten rules and expectations that guide our behavior in social situations. They can be used to encourage positive behaviors, such as recycling or volunteering. When we see others engaging in these behaviors, it can inspire us to do the same. Another way that social influence can inspire positive change is through the use of storytelling. When we hear stories about people overcoming adversity or making a positive impact in their community, it can inspire us to do the same. This is why it's important for organizations and individuals to share their stories and to create a sense of shared purpose and motivation. At the end of the day, social influence is a powerful force that can shape our attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. But we also have the power to use social influence for good, by inspiring positive change in ourselves and in others. So the next time you're wondering why we behave the way we do, remember the power of social influence and how it can be harnessed for positive change in the world. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos on the latest science and technology. See you in the next one. Remember, understanding the science of social influence can help you navigate complex social situations and make informed decisions. So don't be afraid to question your own beliefs and challenge the status quo. You never know how your actions can inspire positive change in the world.